Hey guys, so it's October 12th, so I watched my 12th scary movie for the month, and tonight I watched The Caller with Stephen Moyer and Rochelle LaFarve, and this movie was pretty good, pretty intense. There will probably be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched it yet and you're wanting to, don't watch this video. So this movie is from 2011, and we have this girl named Mary. She's just newly divorced. Her husband was really abusive. He's super mean. He's kind of stalking her, doing all this creepy stuff, popping out in certain places. He's just not the kind of guy you want to be with. So she moves into this new apartment. It's really old. It has one of those old telephones that you would find at your grandma's or, at an auction or like a flea market or something. And because of that, at first I was wondering what year this was supposed to be in because I wasn't really seeing any cell phones or anything like that yet. And then, like, three-fourths of the way through the movie, all of a sudden she, like, pulls out this cell phone. So I was really confused. Like, why? Just get rid of this other phone. And especially, let's get real. How many of you guys actually have a landline at home? I don't think I know anyone who does anymore because you have like 5 people in your house and we all have cell phones. So there's really no point in getting a landline, unless I know sometimes AT&T and all that makes you bundle. But besides the point, that's totally besides what I'm trying to talk about. So this phone rings. It's this old woman named Rose, and you find out she's actually calling from the past. She's extremely psychotic and delusional. I mean, just wow. She's got some issues, and she really is starting to threaten Mary. And the first couple of phone calls, I was just like, Mary, hang up. Like, stop answering your phone. Stop answering this phone, and or like get an answering machine if you're gonna have this old phone. Get some caller ID going on, like something. Get something so you don't have to talk to this woman anymore. But then, of course, if that would have happened, then we wouldn't have had a movie. So then she just keeps answering until she ends up kind of getting herself into a bind where Rose tells her, I found you today, which means like she found her in the past as a child. She's like, you're with your mom, so if you are, if you're not going to answer my phone calls and be my friend, then your mom's going to be finished, basically killed. So, of course, then she's like, oh, man, no, I gotta answer all these phone calls. So she does, and then she kind of gets involved with this guy that teaches at the college where she goes to. And, I mean, it takes him no time at all to believe her, to believe what's going on with her. She even, like, weird stuff is happening in her apartment because to prove herself, Rose will say, I'll draw this picture on this wall, and then you go see if it's there. And, of course it's there. And so then Rose has this problem with her boyfriend, and she ends up killing her boyfriend and, sticking him in the pantry and building up this huge brick wall in this humongous pantry to hide his body. And so that just kind of messes with history just a smidge, because eventually Rose was supposed to have hung herself with the phone wire, and then because she killed her boyfriend and moved into the apartment, she never kills herself, and she ends up, taking all these people, getting rid of all these people in the past who are in Mary's present, which I just wish Mary would have stopped telling her people's names, like stop telling her who people are, and just stop. Just make up something. Just make up a name or whatever. But she doesn't, and so, which I wonder too, like, she was really kind of secluded and in a bad situation with her ex and very terrified of him. And part of me, was just felt bad for her because of that situation. And, it's like, that's got to be one of the reasons that she keeps answering the phone, because she's extremely lonely too and doesn't really know how to deal with this. And let's admit it, like, sometimes we have such bad curiosity that we'll keep doing anything to find out. You just got to constantly be finding stuff out. So Mary lets her boyfriend in on it, and he's I mean, he believes her in no time at all, which was a little unrealistic, but at the same time kind of sped things up, which needed to happen because towards that first half there, we're really just dragging our feet in the sand. You know, there's not very much movement at all. So we're still watching this story. The director of photography did really good with, having to watch Mary's character all the time, because when Mary and Rose are on the phone, you can hear Rose, what she says, but you're just watching Mary. And so they did really good with different angles, different shots, getting her in different rooms. And, so you're not just sitting there watching her sit at the table, talk on the phone. It keeps you intrigued. And Rose's voice is so creepy and scary that you kind of do want to know what she says next, because she is so crazy. So basically, Rose finds Mary in the past, little Mary, and takes her and, really hurts her a lot. And Mary in the present ends up talking to herself in the past, and which might be a little strange to explain. But so basically, in the present, Mary's on the phone with herself while Rose is trying to pursue her in the present and in the past. So Mary in the present convinces Mary in the past, little bitty girl Mary, to kill Rose. And, that really just gets rid of Rose in the present because she doesn't exist anymore. But then I think it's just super sad because Rose had gotten rid of Mary's new boyfriend and her friend George, who lived across the hall from her. And so it was like, okay, well, Rose is taken care of, but now you're still super lonely. You're back to where you were before, and you really liked the relationship between Mary and John, her boyfriend. It was really sweet and genuine, and so it was really sad, though, because he was dead. He didn't exist anymore. But one thing I thought was kind of silly was, okay, after all of this happens, and Mary in the past, a little girl, kills an old woman, and people are being removed from the present, somehow or another, Mary still married the same guy. The same awful, mean guy. And you would think a tragic event such as the, murdering someone would make you change and have you seek out other people, especially for a marital partner, and she definitely didn't do that. So I kind of thought maybe that should have been handled in a different way, other than, him showing up at the end and her deciding to kill him, and she sticks him back there behind that brick wall. That just kind of almost made me wonder, like, is she becoming a little bit kind of like Rose? At first I thought, oh, she's getting really empowered, but then I was like, oh gosh, what if something, what if they're trying to set this up for a sequel or something like that? And basically, so I kind of went a little bit silly, like, if, something more drastic should have happened than that once Rose was gotten rid of. Did I like this movie? Yes, I really did like it. But while you watch it, you feel free to multitask, especially for the first half of it, because you'll definitely be able to get some housework done while it's going on, because you're not going to miss much. Just turn up the volume. You don't really have to see anything. You just listen. So if you end up liking this movie, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Either way, it's pretty good. Pretty good movie. So thanks, guys.